July 5th. So we're going to kind of switch it up from yesterday. It was like the really, really long kind of multi-hero WOD thing. Moving today. So change the name of Bulletproof Bat to Deadlift Prep so they understand partially why we're doing it. Remember, we're doing this, one, to set up for the deadlift so they can lift more weights safely. So it's safer, more weight. And in general, it's good prehab for the back so we don't have back injuries that we have to deal with. So we'll do 2 mats on the butt walk, 10 seated good mornings. Remember, we're really focused on range of motion before we start loading that up. You can just use the boxes for that. Should be totally fine. And then lateral squat. They can use the bar on the back. They can use the kettlebell they've got for later as a goblet. However they want to kind of load that is up to them. Range of motion is the key on that. So that's going to be a nice little circuit. Remember, it's 8 minutes long. Work on movement there. They're going to want to go through it fast. Just really kind of remind them that they're looking for good movement. Then we move on to kickstand deadlifts, which is essentially a way to do a single leg deadlift and focus on one leg. But at the same time, balance yourself. Because a lot of times when you do one-legged deadlifts, not so much one-legged RDLs, but actual one-legged deadlifts, balance is the entire issue, and we're not working on the strength and balance. So that's what we're going to work on today, and having that back leg down just kind of gives you enough balance where it's the strength issue in the front leg, the working leg, that's the problem, or that's the limiter. So that's what we want. 5 each side. Focus on the weak side, right? So like that's the leg they need to lead with, and let that be their limiting factor. The last 3 sets are at 4. You're gonna have to go through the RPE with them again, so they don't get crazy. It's really based on that 4 sets of 4. It may get heavier after that, but make sure that they understand that they're loading only till the 4th set, and then the 4th, 5th, and 6th are all the same weight, right? And also make sure that the back foot's in the right position, so the toes kind of down, so they're not really pushing off it, and they're using mainly that working front leg. Then we move on to Silence of the Lambs, which is 3 rounds of 40 double unders, 20 swings, 10 box jump overs, and then 5 full power cleans. This is meant to be kind of that light kind of conditioning, and then finish with like heavier weights, which is why you've got double unders, kettlebell swings, and box jump overs, right? Those first 3 things need to be kind of a 1 set, get your heart rate up, and then we've got to think about these heavy cleans. So make sure that they understand that weight should be heavy. If they don't do it heavy, they're going to miss the point. So it's something they have to think about, probably something they're going to do in singles. And if they're doing them touch and go and unbroken, they're going to struggle. Now, if they're brand new, you can increase that number and have them do 10 at a lighter weight if they're struggling to get an actual heavy weight because they don't have the technique. That's totally fine. And don't forget, you can also move it up so they can do it from the hang or the knee if they struggle with that. Important thing here is that the weight is going to be partially the limiter. So normally in a workout like this, you'd be pushing the pace a lot more. If they do that at the beginning, it's going to be problematic. Pull it back a little bit at the beginning. It should be basically a 2 throughout, right? And the reason being is that we're going to push, and it might even push to a 3 in that first 3 part, but then we've got to slow down and settle down, and that weight becomes a factor. So it's like RPE of conditioning plus RPE of the weight of that power clean equals our total RPE, right? So it's going to be a little less heavy breathing than you would normally see on a workout of this length. All right, good work, guys.